Teaching you the language of pizza. Let's go.
Zeta, Reticulum 1, that's the place where I come from. I flew down here in a silver wheel, and now baby doll is... Welcome to Television Intense TV. I'm your host, Robert Louis Tyler the First, and today we have a very special episode of Television Intense TV Talk Show Live. We're gonna have on Mike Dayton, Mr. America 1976, also World's Strongest Man competitor, and Sherry Ablett, World Champion Powerlifter. And we have two people very close to 92 years old. We're gonna have on Evelyn Kilgore, 92, who can deadlift about 92 pounds, right? World Champion Powerlifter. And Bob Fornichan, bench presses more than I ever could. Also, almost 91 and a half, let's say, and world champion powerlifter. So, first of all, I want to introduce my guest, Mike. Mike, welcome to the show, and we'll hand Mike a mic. Hey, Mike. Yeah. Hey, Mike. So,
hey, Bobby Tyler. How are you doing?
How's it going? Good. So, I'm glad you could make it.
Glad to be here. We're the Napa senior team.
Right.
And we're the most decorated Napa group in the world as far as powerlifting goes. We've been doing this for over 15 years. We're right here in Napa. And these are all world champions. They all hold world records. This is only part of the team. We're all over 60 years old on the team. And
including me.
Including you. You're the latest one.
I'll be on the team someday when I grow up. That's one of my
Your first competition
goals.
is the California Championship coming up in March. So we hope to have some good results for the viewing audience here.
But this show's about you guys, so.
Well, you know what it's about? It's about the secret to longevity. Mm-hmm. And that's because we've got two people that are 90 years old, and not just 90 and still alive. They're going strong. They're driving. They're working out twice a week. They're doing everything in life they want to do. They're healthy. They hardly ever go to the doctor. They hardly ever miss a workout. Now, Evelyn has been training with me for 15 years. Bob started the Napa senior team with me in 2002. And Sherry came on in 2004. And now Evelyn, for example, had no lifting experience at all. She worked out with me for 10 years before I talked her into going into a weightlifting competition where she quickly set the world record, and she's held on to it for 4 or 5 years now and increased it every time that she's gone on to lift. Sherry, for example, she started, never worked out a day in her life, and came in because she was worried that she was getting out of shape as she got older. How old were you when you started, Sherry?
I was 50.
50 years old. She started working out, and within 2 years, we noticed she was extremely strong. We put her in powerlifting. She set a world record in her first competition. She's never been defeated in 10 years of competing in weightlifting and gone all over the country lifting in different competitions. And after 10 years of always setting a world record, every time she lifted more than she did at the previous meet. Never beaten in a competition. She was selected to go into the World Weightlifting Hall of Fame, which only 13 women belong in the Hall of Fame, or are in the Hall of Fame. Now I think it's 14. Another one has come in.
So she just beat her own record continuously?
Continuously for 10 years. And she beat everybody that ever came up and lifted against her. So Bob Fornichan is, again, he's the same thing. He's beaten everybody.
Yeah, let's ask him a couple questions.
Okay, here we go.
Hand over the mic. So welcome to the show, Bob.
Thank you, Bobby boy.
And it's good to have you on. I haven't seen you for a while, for a hot minute there, you know.
Well, it's wonderful to be here.
Did you guys hit a lot of traffic coming up to the show?
Not bad.
Not bad,
No.
yeah. And what kind of vitamins and diet and exercise? I mean, what is like? What kind of do you eat anything in particular?
Not really. No, I don't take any vitamins.
No.
I just a lot of vegetables.
God.
I like milk and
Yeah.
Ice cream occasionally, and I just do whatever I want to do. Really.
And how old are you?
I'm 91.
91. And when would you be 92 then?
Well, next February.
February.
Yeah.
Well, that's coming up in a pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
Like in a
right.
hot minute. So what is your secret to long life?
Just don't die.
Just don't die. That's a good one. Yeah, keep living, right?
There you go.
Stop that dying.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah.
And get off your butt and do something. Right?
Yeah,
And
you got
and-
to
and-
be active.
Active. Yeah, my mom's 96. She still drives a big van and unloads and loads heavy equipment and works and does the art shows on weekends.
That's why
And-
she's 96.
Yes, because she doesn't. Once she
Because she
retires,
keeps
she'll die.
active.
Right.
Yeah.
And we went and visited her friend Margaret Kean, who did that movie Big Eyes, and she's not active. She's actually had a hospital bed in her room and oxygen and a nurse there. She did some of those Big Eyes paintings back in the day, and had that movie Big Eyes by Tim Burton and stuff. So I went and visited her the other day. I'd like to get her on pretty quick. She's pretty nice. But my mom's still loading and unloading all kinds of heavy equipment. She's
That's
96
wonderful.
and doing art
Yeah.
as well, along with Margaret Kean. And so, how did you do with the fire? I know that was like a tragedy.
Well, it
for
burnt 3 houses, 2 gazebo. It burnt most everything to the ground.
That is sad.
That's it's
That was
the way it is.
I was the last guy to get footage of that place before. What was the other guy's name that came up to your house? What was his? He had the Playboy Mansion. What's his? Not Howard Hughes. What's his name? That had did a Playboy shoot. What's his name? Hugh Hefner. Yeah. Hugh Hefner didn't he do a little exclusive video shoot there? Yeah. At your house. That's how great that place actually. So when is your next competition?
It's in March.
In March.
Yeah.
And you'll be doing the bench press.
I think just the bench press. Yeah.
And
I'm going to do the deadlift here. Maybe next year or so.
Good deal. And what is your bench press? Right.
Bench press. I think it was 145.
145.
Yeah.
It's more than I could do. So,
No, it isn't.
and that's with a busted up shoulder too, right? I saw that shoulder.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. And what was your biggest deadlift in the past? I mean, not coming up.
Well, I did 400 pounds one time.
Wow.
But it wasn't. I just lifted it off the floor. It wasn't by far a legal lift.
That's about 4 plates on each side, almost. Yeah, right. Just
Yeah, it
about.
was, yeah.
You know, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And
That was, but it wouldn't have counted in the contest, though.
no.
Yeah.
Still 400.
You moved it. You
I
you
moved
grabbed
it,
it and ripped it
yeah.
up off the floor for a little while.
Barely.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and check. Let me check over with Evelyn and see how she's doing. Evelyn, welcome to the show. I haven't seen you for since yesterday, I think. Right?
Excuse me, you'll have to speak up a little louder.
I haven't seen you since yesterday. Right? I think yesterday was the last time I saw you. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So, yep. And you just won a competition
in Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas.
Uh-huh.
And that was
91
for
pounds at 91 age.
91 pounds deadlift.
Yeah.
At the age of 91. And that's like over a bag of cement off the ground. You know,
That's
maybe
what
I
they
can get you
say.
to work construction for me and we can lift bags of cement off the ground.
Yep.
That's about equivalent, a little bit more.
Yeah.
And just ripped it up off the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And yeah, nothing.
Mike says do it, so I do it.
Right? I know he tell you what to do and you just listen and you don't know any better. You know, it's like you end up doing whatever he tells you
That's
and
right.
it works. If you don't know it can't hurt you, it won't, right?
Yeah.
So and what is your secret to longevity and long life and
Well,
such?
I guess the exercise for one thing.
Right.
And eating pretty well. And my grandparents were of such nationalities that seemed to grow older people.
Good genetics and such.
Which nationalities?
Danish and Swedish on my mother's side, and German on my dad's side.
Good. And do you take any vitamins?
Yes,
Good.
they're not really strong vitamins, but there's some.
Yes. And that's
They
good.
call them flavor burst.
Ah,
So
nice.
they're chewy and
Yeah.
it tastes good.
Yeah, I like those kind. Those are good too. And they got the little jelly ones too
Yeah,
and stuff
well,
like that
yeah.
too nowadays. And you said you check your diet. What do you eat? Like some green leaves and some salads.
can't
and
hear you.
What kind of diet you were telling me about? Your
Well,
diet?
that was Mom's Meals that comes through Kaiser. So I'm just really about 3 weeks been doing them. So they're pretty good.
pretty healthy.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Christmas is not doing me any good, though.
Right? And it's coming up right around the corner. This show
Everybody
might-
seems to think I need candy.
I know this show might not air till April, but we'll get it on. Put it on the internet later, probably later today on online,
Right.
and then I'll burn a copy for Sherry on the DVD too, so you can see it.
Yeah.
But congratulations on that last lift. I saw the medal. It was
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah.
It was a big old. Yeah, and the deadlift.
I'm also world champion on the bench press too, which I
Oh.
haven't done for a couple of years.
How much were you benching at the time?
Do you know, Mike? 53 was it? Is it?
53, 54.
I think I just saw 53 pounds.
I
which-
couldn't do that a couple weeks ago with my shoulder so bad. I couldn't do the bar, which was, you know.
Well, I don't know.
at
I
the
probably
time.
couldn't do it now either, but
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah. But I know you go, what, twice a week to the
yes,
gym?
yes.
So good genetics, good diet is your secret.
I'm pretty sure it all adds up.
And
of
staying
course,
active.
The moving, being active.
Yes, stay active.
You know, and it's so easy to sit and do nothing. I do crochet work.
Right,
and so that keeps my hands limber.
Yeah,
You know, this age business, nothing works good anymore.
right.
Yeah. So
Well, I want to congratulate you on that last big lift in Las Vegas. I know you're the celebrity. You're the queen.
Well-
as when you come into the gym, they say you're the queen.
that's what Ron at the gym has titled me.
and with Bob, they say he's the Prince of Punk, the Duke of Funk, the King of Crunk, the Mayor of Debonair.
You know, I started this weightlifting business. I used to grow vegetables in my backyard, and I grew big pumpkins.
Oh.
And this one came over and you can lift them. He says, so the next time I looked at him, he says, why don't you try that? So I've been stuck ever since. And
That's amazing.
yeah, it was.
Let's shoot the mic over to Sherry for a minute. And then,
Gladly.
so Sherry, you know,
I hate this kind of stuff.
you are powerlifting world champion, correct?
That's
Yes.
correct.
Yes, and so what is a couple of your biggest lifts or achievements?
My biggest deadlift was 213 pounds. That
Okay.
was at the Worlds in Anaheim. My best bench was 105.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which is over your body weight.
Which
roughly,
I
you know,
usually weighed less than 97 pounds
Right.
when I compete.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. So do you know who won the award for Mr. America 1976?
Oh, I think his name was Mike Dayton.
Let's check. I'm going to check for the awards and see. And the winner is. Oh, you're right. It's Mike Dayton.
Oh.
So we got
I won the prize.
Written down.
the
There he
trophy
is.
here.
Mike
The
Dayton.
award. And accepting the award from Mike Dayton will be Sherry Applin. No,
It's got my name on it.
and
So
it's the Forever 1976 award. Yes.
and they use
Because no one else will have that year except him.
It's my body.
Yeah, it is.
He posed for it.
Can we drop a graphic, Justin? Oh, there we go. That's
There
him.
it
Look,
is.
see, he posed for that
hey.
award.
Oh,
Actually,
where'd
he
you
did.
find that?
Close.
award?
That's the one
Yeah.
they used to carve this one.
Yeah.
So that's where. And can we bring up a graphic of Evelyn? A couple of those, Justin. And you describe to me what's going on here, you guys. You can describe it.
That's Evelyn setting a world record at the, I'm not sure if that's Las Vegas. Well, it might be Rancho Cordova, Chico. But it's definitely a world record. Those are 45-pound plates on there.
Dang.
And she sometimes, well, I'll tell you the most interesting thing. Here's the world's strongest men are in these weightlifting competitions. We belong to the largest organization for weightlifting, the WABA, they call it, the World Association of Benchers and Deadlifters. And the strongest men in the world are there, and they're benching they benched over 1,000 pounds, and they're lifting 900 pounds on a deadlift. And they don't get the applause that Evelyn gets when she comes out and she lifts a lot less weight, but she comes out there, and because she's the oldest woman to ever lift in an organized weightlifting competition.
Maybe we could throw up a couple more pictures of Evelyn, too, while we're up there. There we go. That looks like a heavy lift, too. I mean,
Yeah.
look at that grip and the chalk.
Yeah, she's she is the crowd favorite by far.
It's amazing.
She comes out there, and it's a standing
That's
ovation.
the one I wanted to see.
There she is
Tell
accepting.
me what that is.
Well, that's the one of the trophies she was given. That's her with the Atlas trophy. It's called with the world on Atlas's back, but it's a female version of
That thing
Atlas
weighs
there.
more than she does.
Yeah, the Lady Atlas. That's what it is. And that was, I think, the trophy at the that was the World Championship, I guess.
And do we have a couple any more pictures? Or probably the next picture is probably not Evelyn. It's probably Bob, huh? Oh, that one is Sherry.
That's Sherry. That's Sherry.
Doing the deadlift.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah. Now Sherry's. I remember. She said 213, but I remember 225. And also, when she entered into the World Weightlifting Hall of Fame, they looked her records up, and it was 225 because
Wow.
it's on the plaque that from the Hall of Fame. So she said
Like 3 times
she
her body
remembered
weight.
it too late. In powerlifting, that's what they go by is how, for example, if I'm 200 pounds and I lift 400 pounds, that's 2 times my body weight. Now, Sherry lifted 2.5 times her body weight because she weighed 91,
That's right.
92 pounds, and she was lifting up well into 200, 225 at
amazing.
91. So you get the calculator out and you do the math.
And we
It's
could throw up a picture of Bob. It looks just like the one on my desk, but yeah.
That's
And
that's
how old was Bob in this picture?
Bob. How old were you then?
16.
16.
16 years old. What
And-
year? What year was that?
And bigger than Arnold.
That was, let's see.
Right.
That was,
What year?
27, 20,
38 or 39.
what the hell was it? 42.
1942, 16-year-old Bob Fornishon. And,
Bigger
and
than
that's
Arnold.
in 1942. There's no such thing as steroids.
No.
And there was when I first started weightlifting, there was no word steroids. It didn't exist. There was no such thing as steroids in the bodybuilding or baseball or football or
Didn't
anything.
you say you were roommates with Arnold for a couple years back
Well,
in
that's
68
where
or 69?
Yes, in 1969
Strand
when he
Street or
first.
something like that.
I lived with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that was before he was Arnold Schwarzenegger, the movie star, the bodybuilder. I'll give you one quick Arnold story. We're just 2 bodybuilders. I was a Mr. America. He was a Mr. Universe winner. I was 20. He was 21. He came over here. He didn't speak any English. He had one word that he used constantly. It was fantastic.
Fantastic.
And everything that people, I took him to the gym. We trained at World's Gym and the original Gold's Gym before World's Gym. It was Joe Gold owned both gyms, World Gym and Gold's Gym. The original Gold's Gym in 1969, Arnold came in there and everybody came up to welcome him because he was well known through bodybuilding, not to the general public. Nobody knew Arnold Schwarzenegger in the world, just bodybuilders knew him. And they'd come up and say, Arnold, come on over to the house. We'll throw some steaks on. We'll have a barbecue. We'll drink a couple of beers. And Arnold would say, fantastic. Then he'd come up to me and say, Las is los, what's happening? I'd say, nix is los, nothing's happening. And he answered everybody's question. How do you like California? Fantastic. How do you like California? How do you like the sunshine out here? Fantastic. How do you like the gym? Fantastic.
How's the
Everybody
weather?
thought they were talking to
How's
Arnold
the beach?
Schwarzenegger, and they thought he understood what was being said. And he had one word, fantastic. And everybody thought, oh, he's a great guy. I was talking to Arnold earlier. And I thought, he doesn't understand a thing you're saying.
That's so funny.
But that was Arnold. Now, I'll tell you a story of 1969. I've heard this before when watching Arnold all through the years, but I may be the first person that ever had this story. We're living in a one bedroom apartment, and we have a mirror over the sink, which is a medicine cabinet where the door swings open. Now, we're bodybuilders, so we have to every night get up there and pose in the mirror. Now, you can't see your legs, you can only see your upper body.
Right.
And he would go and he'd do his poses, and he'd be straining as hard as he could on every pose. And then I would take my turn. And then one day he said to me this, I'll be the #1 bodybuilder in the whole world. And I thought, well, that's not a stretch. Somebody is already #1, but you could see that you were going to be the #1 bodybuilder. So
Right.
I thought that's not a big exaggerated statement. Then he said, I'll be the #1 movie star of all time. Now I thought this. He's never been in a movie, and the
bullshit.
odds of that ever happening are
Right.
that's a 1,000,000 to 1 odds. Then he said this, I'll be the president of United States of America. Now, one thing I learned in world history, and only one
can't
thing
be
was, you
unless
can't be the
you're born
president
and
because
raised
you
here,
weren't
right?
born in this country.
Yes.
You can't be the president. And I said it to him.
And he tried to
Arnold,
change that law, too.
Yeah.
He did
I
when
said,
he was
Arnold,
governor.
you can't be the president because you weren't born in the country. And he
change
got
that law.
mad. He got mad and he said this, then I'll be governor of California. And I thought, what are the odds of one person when he's 21 years old, before anything had ever happened for him, what are the odds of him having all those things come true.
Right.
It's one in a million. It's
And he wanted he wanted to change the law with the presidency.
He
could
did
be
want to
born-
change it. You'd have to change it.
He changed the law in the Capitol building that you could smoke in the Capitol building because he had the cigars.
He put up a big tent outside that he could go outside and smoke the cigars
During the
because
meetings and
people didn't like that. Arnold was he was a really an incredible human being, you know, and he wasn't a womanizer as people came out. A lot of bad stuff came out on Arnold with the maid. But I'll tell you the truth, living with him in those days, all he had to do was walk down Venice Beach
And the women be
with
all
his
over.
shirt off,
Right.
and the women were coming up to him because
Yeah.
I was there with him.
He's getting mobbed, not them.
And it wasn't him
Right.
going after the women. The
Right.
women came up to him, and they did it in the restaurants. They did it
The girls
pretty
go
much
wild and want to
anywhere he
attack
went.
him, right?
Yeah. So, and Arnold always had a great sense of humor. This never came out so much because he's Arnold, the big movie star. He's the governor and everything else. Arnold always had an incredible sense of humor. And he did from day one. And that's something that people don't know that don't know Arnold. That he's always had this. When you're with Arnold at the gym and when you're in the restaurant, when you're going to the movies with him and stuff, he always had this incredible sense of humor, very quick wit. So, God bless him, and I hope everything goes well for him.
And you were working out with Hulk Hogan for what? Terry, right?
Terry Jean Ballou, Hulk Hogan, yeah. He used to come into town and say, let's go to the gym and do some hanging and banging.
Right.
Because he loved to train arms and throw up the 100-pound dumbbells.
What, like 150 or
150-pound dumbbells.
in each hand. So 300 pounds.
150 in each hand,
Yeah.
throwing them up and doing the hang curls. He called it hanging and banging.
And I think did Bob hang out with Jack LaLanne at all?
No, I don't think so.
I know him, but no.
Yeah,
He hung out with a few
Yeah.
big bodybuilders
Yeah.
and such.
Well, Jack LaLanne.
and he just passed away about 7 years ago.
Yeah, he
Almost six. It'll be 7 years next month, I think.
Yeah, when he turned 90 years old, Arnold and I we set up a 90-year-old birthday a birthday party for him in San Francisco, and what happened was he was going to go down with me, and we were going to do the presentation for him and stuff in San Francisco. He couldn't make it, so Sherry and I went. We should have brought that picture in.
I'll put it.
And,
I'll put this show on Facebook, and I'll put the picture in as a comment.
Because
Right.
they had all the
it's
cameras.
also on my
Everybody
Facebook.
was there.
Facebook's at the end of the show.
Hundred people were there, and Sherry and I went out and we presented the plaque and the proclamation from Governor Schwarzenegger on his behalf to Jack LaLanne, who was my mentor and worked with me all through the 70s when I was Mr. America. He was at the Mr. America contest when I actually won. And Sherry is only 5 foot tall, and Jack LaLanne standing next to Sherry in these pictures is 5 foot tall.
Wow.
People didn't know that about him. That
Right.
he was only a very short person, 5 foot tall. But he's really the father of all the American health movement. All the things that have happened to everybody is health conscious now. It was Jack LaLanne that started all this. He's really he should go down in history as the father for the health movement that came over. Where
And in the credits, you can see at the end, it'll say Robert Louis Tyler Facebook. You can go on there and you'll see that picture that he's describing as well. And he moved down to Morro Bay 1981 when I was living at Avila Beach, just down a little bit. So you go up there, he'd be swimming at like early in the morning with the shower cap, the freezing cold water in Morro Bay. He just moved there from Los Angeles, I believe.
Yeah,
1981.
He always had swimming was his exercise. That was a lot of people. We're all walkers. We all do a lot of walking, not running, but just walking. As you get older, you don't want to be running so much, but walking is the natural exercise for the human body. And Jack LaLanne liked swimming. He preferred it over walking, and he used to tell everybody back in the 50s on the Jack LaLanne show that you want to eat, he said this, you want to eat what God put here.
Yes.
Now you can say eat what nature put here. If you
Right.
don't want to hear it, eat what God put here. I like to say
Like Charles
God.
Atlas said, if man made it, don't eat it.
Yes.
Same
yes.
thing.
Same thing Jack LaLanne would
If
say.
it's
Whatever
off a
man.
tree or something. Yeah,
eat
it's
what
good,
God put here. Eat what's natural. Eat the natural foods. And that's what, that's how to stay healthy. Now, Jack lived to be 96 years old.
Well, we got like 2 minutes left, so you guys want to do any quick shout outs? It goes fast. When
Okay,
you're having
here,
fun,
I'll
right?
just,
Time goes fast.
let me pass it on.
Want to say hi to anybody in particular?
Well, I'm very proud to be here, and I got a good group that for support here. And here's one of them right here.
Evelyn.
Well, you just have to get up and move. If you don't, you're just going to sit there.
Just
And
do it. Yeah.
you're just deteriorating. Your blood don't run around anymore, and you look old. I don't. Am I saying I don't feel like I look old?
That's the ticket.
Here's Jerry.
You got to get up and move. Just do it, right? Yeah.
You got to get up and keep moving. The exercise is what's kept these people young.
Well, I got some sponsors I got to give a shout out to, and then of course all the live students gets a new car. They're not very big. They're just, but and nobody showed up in the live students today, so they don't get anything actually, right? And then of course we got the awards as usual, and we got, let's see. Oh, I got some parting gifts you'll never part with. Don't sell these on eBay because they're worth a lot of money, right?
Oh,
But again,
wow.
this is worth like, I don't know, 100,000 on eBay nowadays, right? And this one's for Bobby. Here's one
Pass
for
that to
Evelyn.
Bob.
And then I got
This
one
is tremendous,
for Mike.
Bobby Tyler.
These you
Thank
can sell
you.
these on eBay for about $100,000 a piece. No, I'm just kidding. That's a parting gift you'll never part with. And then we'll get more of those later. That one's a little crumpled. That's why I gave it to Mike. So I was like, but
I love it.
I just want to say,
Thank you.
Guests of the television show, stay in touch. Transportation provided by Submarine. Thanks our guests, Mike Dayton, Bob Fornichon, Evelyn Kilgore, Sherry Ablett for coming on our show. Thank our sponsors. Sal, the flower guy, brings these flowers in every week. And we got Doc's Trophy Shop, provides our music awards and our bodybuilding trophies as well. Also, Hair in Motion does my hair. So God bless you and yours. And pretty much, we're out of here. And then we can all just chat. Eldorado and a Lincoln too. I saw it coming, it was deja vu. Success is like a plague, I couldn't stop if I wanted, cause it's the ghost. And I'm haunted, getting stronger every day, in every way. The light of hope is like a brand new ray. I drink the best vintage bottles of Dom Perignon. I got a girl every day I could hold in my arms, cause I'm Tyler. I'm having a ball. You know the words just flow like Niagara Falls. Sitting in the back of my limo at night, thinking about the future and it's looking real bright. My bank account swells while I'm covered up tight. Wake up in the morning, everything's alright. Then I jump out of bed with the red satin sheets. Walking on air, I barely feel my feet. Across the marble floor to the pool I go. I dive in from head to toe. Turn on the big screen, breakfast brought to my side. Mimosa, latte, caviar, can't decide. I'll have a little of each and then go for a ride on my horse to the beach and just look at the tide. I got a metal flake green stretch Lamborghini, and you might think I found a bottle with a genie. And you might be right and you might be wrong, because I got a million rhymes for this here song.